Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Monguli Show. This week, we're going to be taking a look at how to unlock Daken, assuming you're willing to spend power cores, some massive changes to the raid store, which are actually just a huge win for the community, as well as what's been going on this past week in Marvel Strike Force. Let's get into it. All right, on Monday, we saw the start of the Penny Parker release event. This event was very similar to the Iron Patriot event and just barely done a little bit better. The numbers were just a little bit tweaked, which was nice enough that we were able to unlock, or hopefully you're able to unlock your Penny Parker. But still, some people are complaining because the orbs are glowing gold in the center, which should be a lottery. That should be like the jackpot if you get the gold orb in the center. And instead, you're getting a gold orb in the center with things like 10 Carnage shards. Now, I understand that for newer players, Carnage is still a very good character that you want to collect, but for most people at the higher end who are doing these events, it just feels like you get that like sense of like, oh yes, I got something good, just to be disappointed. Simply changing the color of those orbs, I think, would have gone a long way. Most players are used to the fact that you're not going to get Penny every single time you open one of those orbs, but seeing that gold shine just really gives you false hope that kind of wish would go away. The ratio for the event was a little bit low at 4-1, which did make it a bit tougher, but the event is still actually ongoing, and I was able to unlock my Penny Parker. I've seen many people in my alliance unlock their Penny Parker, so with that little bit of a tweak to the minimum drop on the right side of the orb, it's actually working out better for people, significantly better for the Iron Patriot. But what about you guys? Have you unlocked your Penny, or have you been getting awful luck? For the Iron Patriot, I got the bare minimum every single orb drop, and I did not unlock them until they came out with a free gift. So at least this event is doing better than that one. For me, for the people I've been talking to, let me know down in the comments below if you have not unlocked her and you've been getting that horrendous luck that I got last time. The return of the open all orb button was given to certain players on Monday, but then taken away from everybody late on Tuesday because they discovered a flaw that was making it work improperly. Now, a lot of people were complaining about the orb because it was taking a very, very long time to open all your buttons. Me personally, I never got access to it, but I wish that I had. Even if it took a long time, I would have personally just put my phone down and done the dishes or laundry or watched a TV show or something and just had it be going in the background. That would have been okay with me. Now, compared to what we were used to, yes, the amount of time that it would take to open up all the orbs is a little bit ridiculous, and I understand people's complaints, but I think it's one of those things that's better to have and have be slow than not have it all. Even if you do have access to it, you can still open the orbs manually at 1 or 10. You don't have to do the open all, but it's there for you if you want to. But they did take it down because of a technical issue. They did not share with us what that technical issue was, but they have said many, many, many times before that the stability of the game is their number one priority, and I completely agree with them. So hopefully we get that open all orb button back soon, but until they can fix it and keep the game stable, I'm okay with it going away. Also on Tuesday, we got the Dark Dimension 7 celebration where you got to choose if you wanted 100 shards of either Void Knight or Red Goblin. You also got a 7 red star for that character. Now, I already had 7 red on both of those characters, so that wasn't a factor for me. I think Void Knight is the better character of the two, so I put 100 shards on him. It got me a little bit closer to 7 stars, which was really, really nice. But for my baby account, this was incredible. Getting 7 red stars on a character I didn't have and unlocking him for Void Knight was absolutely insane. So keep in mind, there are newer players who are going to really, really appreciate this, even if the older players are maybe a little bit more on the side of, well, these characters are going to be farmable really soon, so this doesn't feel as celebratory. For newer players, this was a huge win, so I'm taking this as a good thing for the community. Earlier this week, Pandapool was released, but his character wasn't working properly. Now, Matt Sheets had said in a conversation that they fixed Deadpool's Revive, which was working improperly, and they are working on Pandapool. I do believe he is fixed now. He was stealing an improper amount of health from the other characters. They've gone and fixed that, so hopefully he's working as intended at this point. Also on Wednesday, we had the voting for Karen Page start. Now, if you haven't checked this out, you definitely want to go to the website and see it. What we're looking at is an original, well, a semi-original character to Marvel Strike Force, where we actually get to pick everything about her character. We got to choose her of the 3 reporters, and now we get to choose who her mentor is, and who her mentor is going to have an effect on her abilities as well as her appearance. I'm personally voting for the Morbius one. I think the claws and the wings look really, really cool. It's worth mentioning also that the mentor will not necessarily be on the team or receiving a rework. They might be, but it's not guaranteed at this time. So don't expect her to win and then be like, okay, I'm going to put all my resources into Morbius. That is not necessarily how this is working. He might end up in a poll down the road. He might end up on the team, but we don't know yet. So don't spend your resources until it is 100% confirmed. Other than that, which character are you voting for? I said I'm going for Morbius. Let me know what you're voting for down in the comments below. On Thursday, we got a new blog about the raid store, and this is a massive win for the community. Everything about this is good. What we're looking at here is the Black Cat and Nova Awakened abilities that have been out for a very long time have been moved down from elite credits to regular credits. So you probably got a ton of those. So make sure if these characters aren't already maxed out that you are going and maxing them out right now, as well as the Green Goblin Awakened abilities are finally in the store. Now, these ones are elite credits, but one of the nice things is you're going to have a dedicated slot for each one of these characters. So if you're only looking to dedicate to level up your Green Goblin, you will be able to buy one every single time the store refreshes. Now, obviously, there's multiple abilities, so it's not always going to be the same one that you actually want, but at very least, you can be working towards the character you want every single store refresh, and I think that's a really good thing. If you're still looking for Black Cat or Nova, they will also be dedicated. You can get them every single time. They're also increasing the amount of teal gear available in the store. There's going to be 1 row dedicated to mini uniques and 4 rows dedicated to uniques. This is a really good change. These are all available for regular raid credits. And you can see that they've actually put Crimson Gear Raid Orbs available for 4,800 Elite credits. So you do kind of need to decide if you want to spend your Elite credits on Green Goblin or on these Crimson Orbs. But the fact that you have the choice and the fact that both are available is a massive win, and I think it's fantastic. So make sure you check out the raid store if you haven't already. All right, and moving on to the actual blog, we can see that Daken is coming out on May 17th. That's next Friday, where you'll be able to purchase him for 675 power cores for a chance to get up to 180 shards, as well as you can go and get his red stars out of those orbs. Now, this is the exact same release method that we've seen for every character recently. We know what's going on here. His free-to-play will be up shortly, I'm sure, and I think it's probably better to wait for that. Personally, I'm not going to spend power cores on him, but you are welcome to spend your power cores how you see fit. There is a raid update where they've actually made it a little bit easier to get the first-time completions on certain things. So you're going to see that the Ultimates, Doom, and Incursion raids have moved down to 10, 40, and 70% completion. As well, for top alliances that can 100% them, you're going to see a small increase in rewards if you can hit the 100% mark, which is pretty nice. In addition to the above, you're going to see higher raid difficulties all unlock at 50% completion. That's down from what I believe was 70%. And first-time rewards for raids also be available at 50% completion. This applies to all raids up to Incursion Raid 2 First Strike. Incursion 2 beyond that will not be affected by this. These updates go live on Wednesday. And the next Pocket Dimension coming out is coming to us on Thursday. Now, this is a brand new Pocket Dimension. It's not just a returning version of what we've seen before. You are going to require all 3 of your Cabal characters, as well as having all characters that you want to participate at Gear Tier 14. Now, that sounds a little bit low, but it does mention that this is going to be a challenging thing. So hopefully that is just the gate to get in. And once you get in, the challenge actually does ramp up. We'll see. It does mention that it's going to use different health packs than what are currently out, so you're going to have to check up the store for those special health packs, not the dark health packs. Rumors are that A, they want to sell you something new, or B, they don't want you using the health packs that you're currently using for other game modes. Either one of those could be true. I'm not 100%. We'll just have to see what happens when the game goes live. All right, as per usual, if you do a first run or a second run, you will get rewarded for that. But after that, it doesn't sound like you're going to be getting anything. You will be able to get gold training materials, diamond orb fragments, crimson catalyst parts, crimson gear, as well as for your timed run, you could get 3 diamonds for Ghost Spider, which is actually quite nice. Ghost Spider character shards and more crimson gear. So this is actually going to pay out pretty nicely if you can make it all the way through. And if you can make it all the way through once, hopefully you can make it all the way through twice and get as much of this as you possibly can. All right, as far as events go for this week, the first one is going to be the Coordinated Catastrophe Alliance milestone. You're going to want to spend ISO 8 energy, which we've been doing for the last week or so, as well as collecting allied supply 4 orb fragments. Both of those are going to be at a 1-to-1 ratio, unfortunately, but you can see that you're going to be unlocking shards for the Spider Society team. Now, unfortunately, this is not one of the teams that's going to be absolutely required for Old Man Logan, but this is still a very good team, and there are some newer characters on here with Penny Parker, even Spider Slayer's relatively new. So that's a good point. Why is it Spider Slayer? Okay, so it's not the Spider Society team. It's just spider-related people. Interesting. Anyways, Penny Parker's on here, and that's the one that's actually important. So make sure you're doing well with your alliance. You can even get a 3-diamond Spider-Man Noir if you can make it all the way down to the bottom. So for the top alliances, that's going to be a pretty nice little payout there for your Spider Society team. Next up, we had the Red in the Tooth and Claw event. Now, this is the one they're saying we're going to be able to unlock Out of Time and Cabal characters. They're not in the chart, so we're going to have to get those from the orbs, and we don't have the orbs yet, so we don't know exactly what those drop rates are going to be. Quite frankly, they're going to have to be fairly decent if I'm going to get a 5-star. character out of this, but there's no guarantee, so we'll have to come back on, I think this starts on Tuesday, and find out exactly what the drop rates look like for that. What you're going to want to do is collect those aged adamantium orb fragments from campaign nodes, as well as engaging cosmic crucible battles using Cabal characters. Okay, so your Iron Patriot, your leader, or your Namor, as long as you've got them unlocked, you'll get some amount of points. And then obviously if you have them at 5, 6, or 7, you'll get more points. It's nice that they included Namor in here because pretty much everybody who's been playing for any amount of time should have them at 7 stars, so that's an easy amount of points. Keep in mind these points also do stack, so if you do have them at 7 stars, that's going to be 6, 9, 10, 12,000 points for playing one Cosmic Crucible battle. Unfortunately, these are limited to once only, so you only actually have to use them once in Cosmic Crucible over the next 6 days. So, I mean, they're a team that I use every single battle, so it would have been nice if we could have done this multiple times, but so be it. That's what I decided to cap it at. The aged adamantium orb fragments is a 1-for-1 ratio, but we don't know what the ratio is going to be for actually unlocking them on the campaign nodes. We'll have to come back on Tuesday and find out exactly what that is. I'm really curious to know what the drops are going to be like for that. We can see that you have mission supplies, which are going to go towards the month-long milestone, as well as the mercenary contract, which isn't highlighted and is a weird location, but it is still there. Multiple gold and crimson gear if you can make it all the way down to the bottom on this one. If you don't have your Iron Patriot or your leader at 5, 6, 7 stars, this one might be pretty hard to make down lower on, but we'll just have to see how we can do. I think I've got leader at 5 stars and Iron Patriot only at 4, so I'll get a few extra points, but nothing crazy. All right, and the feeder event for that one is going to be the Adamantium Power Web milestone. For this one, you're going to want to spend power cores to advance through event milestones. All right, for this one, you can see that the spending power cores is going to be at a 1-to-1 ratio, unfortunately. It does take 6 days to get through it all, and you only need 1,500 at the end of the 6 days, so it's actually not that bad. Now, if you spend 200 power cores daily like I do, that's going to be 1,200 points by the end of the week, so you only need to spend 300 additional points over the course of 6 days to max out this event. It is going to give you a significant amount of milestone points, which is really nice, as well as month-long points, but it's the aged adamantium cores that you're going to get. You're going to get 10 of those orbs to open up that could really help you towards getting the characters you need for the Old Man Logan trial coming out later this month. And the last thing we're taking a look at is just the quick rumble blitz. It's going to be the hive mind this time. We'll jump over here just so you can see it, but there's really nothing to talk about. It's just the quick rumble blitz, and hive mind is a relatively newer team, so you might not have them all at 7 stars, so it might take you a little bit longer than normal, but it should be totally fine. Hopefully you've at very least got them all unlocked. All right, and that's it for the weekly blog. We don't have a hot topic this week because, quite frankly, there's not anything to be upset about this week. The raid changes all seem good. The events are doing just fine. I don't hear any really discourse in the community. Everybody seems to be pretty much on the same page with things. So if you made it this far in the video, please consider hitting that like button. You made it this far, you probably enjoyed it. Let me know by hitting that like button. And if you want to see more great content like this, please consider hitting subscribe. We recorded this live over at twitch.tv/themongooly show, so if you want to head over there and hit the follow button, we are live 3 times a week over there. My schedule is changing as we're going to be incorporating the movie show into that schedule. So Mondays and Saturdays we'll be doing Marvel Strike Force, and Thursdays at 9 p.m. we'll be doing the movie show. So if you want to see any of that, make sure you go over there, hit that follow button, hit subscribe over here, or head over to my new movie channel on YouTube and hit subscribe there so you can follow along with that. Until next time, Commanders, I hope you have a fantastic week, and as always, good luck to you.